Because the times
Woke up this morning thinking about
Those summer days.
best friend got caught up when I stayed in Douglasville. Doing some stuff by myself. I'm a What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So today we got Yeat already falling off? Question mark, is he? Personally, I don't think so. He's still popular. Everybody likes his music, but
Yeat has been the fastest growing rapper of the past year. If we just look back a year ago, maybe had 100,000 monthly listeners, maybe a little bit more, potentially a little bit less, and then pretty much blew up, selling like 34K first week, around there, which was an excellent first week sales for his first major label album. And since then, it's just been up, up, up. He went on his tour. Everyone's talking about him. Not as much now because, things just kind of cycle through. But I saw this post on Instagram that was saying he dropped monthly listeners for the first time since he came up. And it shows a previous screenshot of him at 7,040,000, and then now him at 6.8 million. So about like a 200,000 drop.
mm-hmm.
This started a conversation in the comment sections and stuff like that of people saying he needs to drop more music again. And it really made me think, of course, this guy hasn't fallen off. And it creates a bigger conversation of, is the expectation that monthly listeners should continue to go up? I believe for the long run, they should. For example, Travis Scott's monthly listeners in 2015 versus 2022, for instance.
True.
They've gone up if you just look at the overall. But there's been dips, there's been peaks, there's been some troughs. Like, it goes up and down.
It fluctuates.
The word isn't cyclical, but I forgot the word. But it goes up and down. You can't expect it to just consistently go up. It's not linear, is what I should say. But overall, if a year from today, Yeat has less monthly listeners than he does now, then that might be something to consider, that people aren't listening to his music as much. The guy already has a ton of music. I don't think dropping new music would do well for him, especially right now. He's just fed too much. I honestly think him stepping back is a great idea. Let people miss him. His fans don't miss him at all. Sure, they may say we want new music, but the reality is, the way he creates music and the kind of music that he makes, if he drops too much of it, I can see fans getting tired of him, his own fans, and saying, he's dropping the same song over and over. Oh, go back to this old sound. Oh, he's just making the same music again and again. And now you're in a position where you either keep dropping that and getting that same reaction, and people saying you fell off because you didn't change things up, which is a newfound concept that only happened within the past couple of years, that a rapper with their own unique style has to change that style because people want to see something else all of a sudden. Never in my 20 plus years of listening to rap music has this been a thing since the past maybe 2 years, that everybody's like, damn, bro, you sound the same. That's the person's style.
Yeah,
no,
what?
It's a different thing if they're making the same exact song over and over and over, but that's not the case. Or perhaps the same exact style of beats, they could slightly change the production. But to tell a rapper to change their style, that's what makes them unique in the first place. And I think it's this unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, it is an unrealistic expectation. Like, no one's like, I don't get that about some certain people. Like, people want you to have the most professional sound, but a lot of people are blowing up and they're doing shit from home. I'm going to keep doing my shit from home. I might go to the studio one time to just see how it's like. But honestly, I don't feel like you need a studio no more. If you're smart enough and if you're witty and everything else, and if you really want to build your own sound, do that shit. It might be not going to be the best starting out. You might not be in a multi-million-dollar studio, but shit, I bet you get at least 20,000 followers. At least a handful, at least amount where you could be able to make money and monetize it. Okay, that's what I'm doing now. I'm monetizing my music a little bit. I'm making moves, bro. Like, it's a way out of no way. Trust me. It seems impossible, but,
Because when someone does experiment, then they get friggin' knocked down and said, yo, this is trash. What are you doing? Go back to what we were listening to. So I think Yeat need to sit back, relax. That's probably what he's going to do anyway. They just finished tour. He might start doing festivals now. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. His monthly listeners could have just dropped because they maybe took him off of a playlist. A playlist or two, those add a lot of monthly listeners. And just being removed from one doesn't mean you're less hot. It doesn't mean your fans care less about you. It doesn't mean your fans are listening to you any less. It just means that they took you off of a playlist, and the passive listeners, the people that just click on the playlist and let it run, you're not accumulating their listens anymore. So it drops your monthly listeners. I think this metric is overused and overhyped. And it's kind of, and sometimes it's used to paint certain narratives that are inaccurate. I don't think this was trying to paint a narrative. The post was just objective. They were like, hey, his monthly listeners dropped. And then people can make conversation out of that, which is why I think it's a great piece of content. Whoever originally posted this, I got this from Bob Lem's page, but I'm pretty sure I saw this other page posted before. So it's a great discussion piece, and we're talking about it here. So clearly it got us to make conversation around it. But my question is, what do you think would be a significant drop in monthly listeners? Because I'm sure if his monthly listeners halved, then that would be a different story for it slightly drop.
Personally, fuck a stream. Do your live shows. Look, if you connect with your people in real life, fuck a stream, bro. You got their hearts. You got that listen. You got a fan. Me, I want to be able to connect with people in real life.
Dropping like the way it did right now. And is more music the answer? And should monthly listeners even be a metric that's chased after?
Should it be?
I don't think so. Followers, perhaps, because then you're getting to new people. More people are, and when I say followers, I mean followers on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can even see the metrics for followers on Apple Music or anything like that, or subscribers on his official YouTube page. I think those metrics are more important because it shows that his music is getting spread. But one thing that I will say is the conversation around Yeat is not what it was several months ago or towards the end of last year. Yeat was inescapable. It was Yeat. Oh, new Yeat music. Oh, new Yeat album. New Geek Pack. Oh, he's with Lil Uzi Vert. It was non-stop. Yeat. And that's not the case, or hasn't been the case for at least a month, I would say. And that doesn't mean he fell off. That doesn't mean things are bad. But this just goes to show he's in a phase now where it would likely be very important, especially if he decides to step back, that he continues to be seen in the scene. For example, like, oh, he's rolling around. Well, I would say Young Thug, but Young Thug is locked up, unfortunately, right now. But just rolling around with other rappers that are as hot as him or hotter than him. Uzi's a great example. If he's constantly rolling around with Uzi, if Uzi's gearing to release music and Yeat's always with him when Uzi's getting to release Pink Tape, he can stay hot and he can stay in the conversation, and people can continuously talk about, man, Yeat's doing all this, but he's not dropping no music. And it continues to build hype, but keep his name talked about. And that's something that's very important. Although Yeat kind of built himself up just off of music, and I think his music will carry the fans, it's always good to be seen. Because if you disappear, people kind of forget. And then who knows? Someone might come right up from underneath him and take his position. Although that does seem very unlikely because his come up, blow up, not only the speed,
I bet everyone,
but the engagement that the fans had with him is something that I had not seen in a very, very long time. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Okay.
Do you think...
What I think, right? I feel like when it comes to people nowadays, a lot of people want, if you don't keep growing as fast as, so you blow up like Lil Nas X, right? If you don't become Beyonce by the next year, people think you fell off. Or if you don't have a Grammy by the next year, people think you fell off. But honestly, what Yeat's doing, he's making good money and he's doing what he's like to do. He's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just because he don't drop music, like he was saying, if you drop too much music, y'all gonna hate. That will always happens. When an artist drop too much music, I'm like, nigga, you sound the same. Not gonna throw no shade, but look at Drake. A lot of his albums are beautiful and very well done, But you cannot lie to me and say Drake, a lot of his albums sound the same to a degree. He has the same sound. But there's nothing wrong with that because he's staying true to himself. He's trying to be a pop rap star. And there's nothing wrong with that. And Loki becoming an icon. Yeat, on the other hand, I feel like he's doing him. He's not falling off. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Yeat's falling off? It's sad that we say it's falling off if you just stop making music. Being an artist is hard. Being an artist is very fucking hard. You sit on music all day, all night, and you just like, fuck. You don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You just stuck some nights. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And comment below if y'all subscribe and y'all made it this far to the video. I appreciate y'all. This is merch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and cop y'all some. You know that Atlanta Boy. Atlanta Boy So Full of Life. The album coming out soon. Peace. Mario the Poet.